Okay then, in this video we will continue our discussion on tuples. So let's first discuss how to access a tuple item. So accessing tuple items are identical to accessing list items. That's why I'm not gonna go too much into detail in here. So now if you would like to access a tuple item, you can specify an index of the item. So an indexing starts from 0 and then it goes 1, 2, 3, etc. So for instance, this one, in my case apple, will have an index 0, banana 1, pear will have an index number 2, and etc. So if you would like to print out this one into the console, into the command line, what you can do is you can say fruits and then let's print out apple. So it's gonna be index 0, and then if I say this one, it's gonna print out apple, you see? So you can also specify a negative number in here. In that case, you go from right to the left. So for instance, -1 will be the last item, -2 will be the second last item, etc. So let me show that to you. So if I say -1, it's going to print out the last item in my tuple, which is pear. So like this, you see, it's pear. You can also specify a range of indexes if you would like to access multiple tuple items at the same time. So let's say if I want to access apple and banana, I can say 0 to 2. So 0 is the beginning of the range, and then 2 is the end of the range. But 2 will not be included. So that means 0 and 1 will be in the range, but not 2. So that means apple and banana will be printed out into the console. So let me show that to you. You see, it's apple and banana. So now let's discuss how to change a tuple item. So in the previous video, I mentioned that it's not possible to change a tuple item. Yes, it's not possible to change a tuple item. However, there is one dodgy way of doing that. I call it dodgy because it's not very straightforward. What you need to do is you need to convert. Let's say you have a tuple and you would like to change an item in the tuple. So then you can convert that tuple into a list, and then you can change the list item and then convert back the list into a tuple. So basically you are not changing a tuple item. So you are changing list item and then converting the list into a tuple. So that's why I call it dodgy. So let me show that to you. So for instance, let's say you would like to change apple to cherry. Then you can convert this fruits tuple into the list. So I'll say fruits list, and then we need list constructor. And then in here, we need to specify our tuple. Then we need to change apple into mango. That would be the replacement fruit. So I will say fruits list, and then index 0, and then in here, it's going to be mango. So then what we need to do is we need to convert this fruits list into a tuple. So I'm going to use the same variable. That means it's going to overwrite fruits tuple. So, and in here we need tuple constructor, and then we need fruits list, like so. So let me print this one for you. So then you can see that apple has been changed to mango. So you see it's now mango. So again, we're not changing a tuple item in here. We're changing a list item, and then we're converting the list into the tuple. So now let's discuss adding new items to the existing tuple. So let's say we have fruits tuple and we would like to add a new item. Then what we can do is we cannot directly add a new item to the tuple. Instead, what we can do is we can create a separate tuple and add that separate tuple into our tuple. So it's basically adding a new tuple to the existing one, because there is no direct way of adding a tuple item to the existing tuple. So let me show that to you. So let's say if you would like to add, let me add a new item to this one. It's gonna be, let's say, cherry. So what I can do is I need to create a cherry tuple. So I will say cherry, and don't forget comma at the end, because this one has only one item. So now what we need to do is we need to add this cherry tuple into fruits tuple. So I'll say fruits and then plus cherry, like this. So now let's print fruits tuple so that you can see cherry has been added to the tuple. So I think I didn't save this, so let's run this again. So it's now cherry is now in the list. So again, we're not directly adding a new item to the existing tuple. Instead, we're adding a new tuple into the existing tuple. So now let's discuss unpacking tuple. So by unpacking, I mean extracting the values into variables. So let me explain this in more detail. So in here, what we are doing is we're creating our fruits variable or fruits tuple, and then assigning this fruits or tuple, right? So which has 3 tuple items. But what we can do is we can do the opposite of this, which would be extracting these tuple values into variables. So let me show that to you. So let's say if you would like to unpack apple, banana, and pear into 3 different variables, you can do so by creating 3 variables like this. So I'll say fruit apple, that's the first one. And then second one is fruit banana, that would be my second variable. And then fruit pear. Actually, this one is not apple because we're changing it to mango in here. So I'll say mango. So now what we need to do is, actually I need one more because we have 4 items in here in the tuple. So it's gonna be then fruit, cherry, and then here I will say fruits. So now if I print the first one, fruit mango, it should just show fruit mango. Okay, so and it's not gonna be a tuple because we are unpacking that one into a separate variable. So let's check the type. It's gonna be string. So it's string. So now in here we have equal the number of tuple items and the number of variables are equal. But what if the number of variables is less than the number of values? So then it's gonna create a list for the remaining one. So let me show that to you. Let's say let me do that, for instance, in this way. So let's say it's gonna be fruit mango, and then for other ones I wanna assign them into a single list. Then I can say remaining fruit list. So I'll say remaining fruit list. So then, since in here we have less variables than values, we need asterisk. So at the beginning of at the start of the variable, like this. So now if I just print remaining fruit list, we should see all other fruits in the list. So let's check. You see banana, pear, cherry, they are all in a single list, while fruit mango is a separate one. You see, that's how you manage when you have more more values than variables. Okay, so that's it regarding this video, and I will see you in the next one.